Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be part 2 of my DIY chalk dresser makeover. I'm going in with the finishing wax this time. I got it in the clear as well as the black. I'm using my little key to open up both of them, as well as just an old t-shirt to apply the wax. Again, I got it in the clear and the black. So the clear is going to be on the left, obviously, and the black is on the right. So you're going to want to go in with the clear first and get a pretty generous amount. So I've been pulling out about a grape size amount of the wax to start off with. And I'm just starting in the corner and working my way front to back, again laying the clear down first. I'm just really buffing it into the top of the piece and then kind of moving over to a different area and working the wax with the clean part of the t-shirt into the dresser just so it's nice and smooth. And you just want to make sure that it's all over, saturated onto the dresser and you didn't miss any pieces. Next, I'm going to go in and pull out a little bit more of the clear. There's a few areas that I didn't quite add enough of it on. This will allow, once you go in with the black, to have a nice slippery surface to add the black wax over the top. And the wax is going to do a few things. It's actually going to set the piece and also deepen the color. Now, of course, I'm going in with the black over the top of the clear. And again, you just want to make sure and do this order so the black moves around and saturates the piece more evenly. You can also have a little bit more control as well. So if you want to remove a little bit of the black in certain areas, all you have to do is pick up more of the clear wax and actually just go back over the top. It acts as an eraser and just takes off the black in whatever areas you either put too much or maybe it got streaky or whatever the case is. It literally just removes it back off. It's kind of amazing. And now, whatever area I have the clear, I am making sure that the black wax is going back over the top of that. I'm working in kind of small sections of the dresser just to make sure that the clear doesn't dry down too much before I lay the black over the top. I don't know if this is the rule of thumb. This is just how I thought it would be best effective to make sure that the clear is still kind of, I guess, slippery, if you will, and then being able to apply the black over the top. Now I've moved over to the middle part of the dresser and going in, just kind of repeating this process throughout the entire dresser. So it's going to be clear first and then going back in with the black. And again, a few benefits and things that I've learned about the wax. It does not have a smell, guys. So I actually left the dresser in my bedroom and was able to put the wax on the dresser that way. So that's a huge benefit. And I was able to sleep at night without getting a headache or inhaling any fumes or anything like that. So that key piece, I think, means a lot. Again, now I'm just going back in with the black. Another thing that I wish I would have kind of thought through a little bit better is it takes about 24 hours for the wax to set. However, to actually cure 100%, it takes 2 weeks. So I had to figure out a temporary TV stand in the meantime to figure out where I'm going to put the TV for 2 weeks while my dresser cures. But it's totally fine. It just says it will dry within 24 hours, but it does take the 2-week period to actually fully cure. And I thought about kind of putting like more fans on it to rush this process along, but I think good old patience will do. Now I'm literally taking the black and going from the left side of the dresser over to the right side of the dresser so it's evenly deposited and it looks nice and smooth. There's no splotch. Now I'm going into the front of the trim of the dresser, so around the drawers. And again, I did this in my bedroom, so I elected to leave the drawers in the dresser just because while I am doing the wax, I just wanted to make sure that it was coming out evenly. Hindsight, I don't know if I would do that in the future if I ever decide to chalk paint, i.e. and wax the item. Another thing, I left the items in the drawers. So I would suggest to you guys at home, again, learn from my challenges, is remove all of the items from the drawers. And as you can see now, I'm actually taking off the handles as well, or the drawer pulls, whatever you want to call them. I left the screws a little bit loose so it wasn't fully screwed in, and I was hoping I would be able to kind of wiggle my way around the handles. However, since I am using a black wax, I was afraid that it would get on the gold, and I wanted to keep the gold of the handles nice and bright. I'm not really going for like an antique look. I'm kind of just going for just like a deeper, luxurious look to the blue. It was a little bit too chalky and almost had like a white kind of tint or like a haze over the top of it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I was in love with how it looked with the black wax over the top. So now I'm just taking the black wax over the top of that first drawer there and just reworking it into the frame on the front side of the dresser. One thing I noticed is you need to have 2 towels. So I did switch over to a white towel for the clear wax, and then I left the pink towel for the black wax. It just was easier to keep track of what wax was where. So what I noticed is when I was going back in with the pink t-shirt over the top of the black with my clear part, that's kind of a mouthful there, it was actually turning that part of the t-shirt black as well. So I couldn't tell what was clear wax and then what was black wax. So I just elected to grab a brand new t-shirt. Again, hindsight, just grab 2 t-shirts or 2 clean cloths, or if you want to use a brush, that's probably the way that you're supposed to apply this. I had success with the t-shirt, and I just had kind of spent a lot of money just buying products to redo this dresser. I wanted to just be kind of take the frugal way out as well as the eco-friendly way out. We'll say that as well. Another thing, so one thing I noticed when I took off the drawer pulls, when I shut the drawers completely, they're really hard to get open. So I literally had to stick my hand underneath the bottom of the dresser and kind of scooch a drawer out that way. So just FYI, if you do elect to leave the drawers in, they're hard to reopen. So just kind of use that tip to reopen them. I even tried to stick one of the screws in the hole where the knobs originally were and try to pull it out that way, and that was not successful. So again, I'm just kind of going back over. Now I'm making all of the drawers and the saturation of the black match. This was kind of challenging just because when you're applying the black, like you may get it a little bit heavier, a little bit darker on one drawer versus the other drawer. And because all of the drawers are going to be right next to each other, you can actually really tell. Another thing that I decided to do, and I feel like it really worked well for the overall look of the dresser, is keep everything left to right. So I didn't go in and apply any of the wax up to down, or top to bottom rather. I literally kept everything left to right. So all of the strokes throughout the entire front of the dresser evened out. So even in the end, you could probably just shut all the drawers and kind of do one swipe just over the back over across the top of the drawers, just to kind of make sure that they're evenly saturated. I didn't do that, but again, learning moments here with this wax. Overall, I am really happy with the product. I think it was very easy to use, pretty straightforward. Again, the main thing that kind of threw me off was the 2-week drying period or curing period. So just making sure if you have something on top of whatever piece it is that you are redoing or adding the wax to, or whatever the case is, that you keep that in mind. And I am exhausted, guys. I did it. So I'm laying down on the ground. I'm going to take a quick nap. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to doing more DIYs and fun projects for you guys. Leave anything in the comments if you have any questions. If not, see you next time.